All right. So we should be okay now. I think. I'm at least getting something through the microphone now. So let's go ahead and turn it up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And we are in here. My apologies. Yeah, so this is Bass Hang 48. And thank y'all for joining me. So what I do with these bass hangs, normally I start out with a very basic question. Where are you actually watching this bass hang from? I've gotten answers of, Pennsylvania, California, Ireland, New Zealand one time, Thailand, London, you know, uh, U.S. pretty much, pretty far spread. Only place that I haven't actually got somebody from, I know for sure, are the Dakotas and probably Kansas, maybe New Mexico, Kansas, New Mexico. Had somebody from Arizona, had somebody from Nevada. It's pretty cool. But yeah, where y'all actually watching this from? And I pulled those locations out on the screen, say what's up to everybody. And that's pretty much how I like to start out my bass hangs or whatever. So thank y'all for joining me. For the people that are here already, uh, Andrew said I'm 30 minutes late on a bass hang. I actually wasn't going to do this, but I figured I made a commitment to actually do the bass hang between 6 and 7. So I figured, right in the middle, thereabout, is all right. So I'm here, 6:30, saying what's up to everybody. I appreciate y'all actually, tuning in, waiting around for the bass hang to actually start and stuff like that. Just kind of, schedules aren't the same every week. So you kind of make adaptations and make adjustments where they're needed. Today I needed an adjustment because I wasn't feeling well. Raiders lost. It's a whole bunch of things. And I'm just like, can't be happy. Just can't be happy. But I got Goldar in the pocket, kicking it. So still a good day. You know what I'm saying? Still a good day. So let's see. Andrew late by 30 minutes. Dope. Dope. If you want to show me the custom amp, go ahead and send it over to my Instagram, which is bully_the_kid. It's spelled exactly like my name is down there. But there is an underscore between the Y and the T. So BULLY_THAKIDD on Instagram. Follow me. You know what I'm saying? I post most short clips of what's coming up there first and then drop it on YouTube maybe a day or two later. So if you're looking for what's coming down the pipe, check there first. Follow me there. I actually have a situation that's back there that I'm not gonna tell you just yet. That video is gonna be coming out probably Thursday, where I actually introduced that new addition to the collection, and it's been pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? Um, Thinking about going out to places for a little bit, maybe an hour or so, a park or so, plug in, and actually give these acoustic joints a run through. You know what I'm saying? See how they actually work out in public and stuff. Tune them up, talk about it and stuff like that. These are Istar. It's an Istar drum shell kit, and it's very beginning level, very grassroots type of kit and stuff like that. So very inexpensive for you to start with. Comes with one crash stand, and all the regular 5-piece setup that you normally would use. There is a some just fell in my closet. That's crazy. There's a 14. I think it's a 5 or 4.5 snare that comes with it. That won't be the snare that I actually use when I play out with it. I actually have a Ludwig Superlight that I'm gonna be using, 8-inch, 8-inch deep snare that I really like to use whenever I'm playing out with it. But I want to get into actually using this bad boy out in public and stuff like that. So I'm trying to find an opportunity to make that happen. I got it suited with the Evans hydraulic heads. I went with red on this one. I wanted to find blue, but I couldn't find blue for the place I was looking. And I just picked up red because, you know what I'm saying, it's still fly. Why not? So, yeah, it's a pretty good kit. You check them out. They actually sent it over for me to demo and test out and all that good stuff. So it's been working out. Somewhere down the road, I'll probably end up getting a higher end kit, maybe a smaller situation, maybe like a 3-piece, 4-piece kit, something like that. And from a possibly Tama or DW. I don't know yet. I got to figure it out. I need something that's portable and fulfills the purpose. I don't need a whole bunch of cymbals, all that stuff. I just, you know what I'm saying, want to get down as quickly as possible and break down quicker than that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But yeah, let's see what y'all talking about. Paul Smith, thank you for dropping in. It's glad to see you. The sound, I got that fixed. Okay. Better. Cool. UK, appreciate you dropping in. Appreciate you watching. NorCal basis. Greetings from NorCal. Okay, dope. My man Proper's in the building. My man Kelvin's in the building. That's dope. Yeah, man. Goldar will make anybody happy. Mr. Let's Go himself. Appreciate you dropping in, bro. It's been a while, man. I think you dropped in late on the last one, but glad you're here. Appreciate you watching and dropping in on that one. So yeah, so it was a good time, man. The party's getting started. Just getting started. All right. I want to get the E star. Okay. Oh, the saxophone though. Dope. Okay. Well, I need you to join my movement and pull your support for the Raiders to punish them for leaving Oakland. I'll send you a limited edition bass polishing rag as a thank you. Man, at this point, I'm not the powers that be. So me getting ticked about it, I'd be just a regular person out here in these streets, just upset at the NFL franchise about doing something that's financially beneficial to the organization. Now, with that being said, how many times have I ever said this is one, Las Vegas Raiders? One time, just that. So in my mind, it's still the Oakland Raiders. They always going to be the Oakland Raiders. I don't really care about that. If I have to say where they're from, I'm just going to say the Raiders. And I probably use the Berman voice and stuff. If you watch, ESPN and stuff, the Berman voice, Raiders type of stuff. So yeah, man. All right, Jamaica checking in. That's dope. Appreciate you dropping by. You need a Silverburst Thunderbird to go along with your Raiders flags. I do need a Silverburst Thunderbird. I do. That would be a great addition. It's a cool idea. I don't know how much I'll be able to use it unless it's a 5-string, but it'd be cool to have in the collection. I want a saxophone too. I don't know if it'll come anywhere near what I think impressive is. I don't know what a good or bad saxophone is supposed to sound like. So I'm kind of at a loss as to that, but they make a lot of instruments and you can only hope that they make them well. You can only hope, right? So I got their drums and they're fairly solid, especially at the entry level price point. And it's been cool having them so far. I haven't got to play them at a gig, but me setting them up, doing the videos, doing the tuning tests and all that good stuff, it's been pretty nice. I've had them for a few months. Haven't caused me any problems yet. But yeah. Let's see. All right. Got y'all chopping it up in the chat for sure. So this whole thing, I believe I titled it. I set this up an hour ago and then had to go and do something and it came back. So I think I titled it as a gear discussion. Okay, cool. So for the basses that are out there actually doing their thing safely, I hope, what are your rig rundown? Tell me what you're playing as a bass head, bass cab, and an actual bass, your go-to bass, your number one bass, your main girl, the one that you grab when everything else is falling apart. Who is going to hold you down? So your bass cab, your bass head, if it's a combo, that's fine. And the actual bass that you use. If you play guitar, throw that down there too. I like to talk about it. And then we could bring those instruments on the screen, maybe chop it up. You can tell me what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Because a lot of basses are out there, but I haven't had the opportunity to actually put my hands on them all, right? I'm only one person. I can only slap one bass at a time, theoretically. I have two thumbs. Theoretically, I can only slap one bass at a time from a fundamental standpoint. That's a safe thing to say. So yeah. Now, gear discussion. I have a video that I'm probably going to edit after this and drop tomorrow. And it's going to be talking about one brand that I have that pops up over and over in my videos, and kind of one that I've actually jumped on the bandwagon with and really haven't had anything bad to say about till this point. For those that actually have been a fan of the channel or a subscriber to the channel for, a little bit of time, they know what bass company I'm talking about. And I have multiple of them. And there's not very many negative things to say aside from, retail and stuff like that. But I go into that kind of informally and just kind of scrap together my thoughts as best I could on an improv too. Like, hey, I got 15 minutes. I actually want to talk about this before I take it out and use it at this gig. Let's go ahead and actually pull this bad boy out and chop it up with the people. Maybe they feel the same way. Maybe they're interested in purchasing this particular brand of instrument. And they should probably know from grassroots what they're in for, especially months, and in my case, years after the initial purchase. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and chop that up, edit that up tonight after this bass hang, and queue it up for tomorrow at 10. So if you're interested in what that is, please do keep your notifications alerted for all, so you know whenever I drop my stuff. And comment below what you think whenever you actually watch the video. I read all the comments, so if you actually put it in there, I have no team that screens stuff. It's just me in this channel. So if you got something you want to say, or you something you don't agree with, put it in discussion. We can chop it up. It's kind of how I am as a person. I'm just a homie. I just happen to play bass. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So 10 o'clock tomorrow. And today is, Otis about to get it. That's going to be October the 11th at 10 a.m. I had to check the time or check the date, make sure everything was straight. So y'all be looking for that tomorrow morning. And then the next video is probably going to be dropping on Thursday with the new acquisition. I think it's on this side. It's back there. And you might have seen it a little bit. I tried to hide it, but you may see what it is. It's pretty cool. I like it. All right. Hell yeah. Let's talk some gear. Dope. Gotta have an octave pedal. Okay. We can get into that. So Charlie G, this is to you. What octave pedal are you looking at? I've played one that stands out to me above the rest. Of course, you got the Boss pedals, right? You can pick up a Boss pedal for relatively cheap, somewhere sub 100. But I think the octave pedal put out by Aguilar is the lick. Like, I don't use pedals often, but if I did and I wanted to use one, that would definitely be one of the ones I'd be shooting for. I'd be saving my bread up to get. So yeah. Other than that, I think octave pedal, and this is on my pedal board. If I could set up my pedal board for what I want, I think I would have maybe five pedals on my board. And the order, I don't know, but I would definitely have that Aguilar octave pedal. I would definitely have an MXR bass envelope filter just for general principle. I just love it. I need to go ahead and get another one and stop playing. I'd have a ditto looper pedal there, probably last in the signal chain so you can catch everything and use it and then loop it over. So that's the octave pedal by Aguilar. That's MXR bass envelope filter. That's the TC Electronic Ditto Looper. I probably get some type of fuzz something. So I think I probably pull in my TC Electronic Honeypot fuzz pedal. And then maybe some type of compressor, but I don't know. Maybe some type of compressor. I'm not sure. Really haven't messed with compressors very exclusively, so my knowledge on them aren't really that dope. If I don't use a compressor, I have the cheat code. So I have a Fender Downtown Express pedal, which has compression, has distortion, like an overdrive section, and it has a bass EQ section. So that would be my whole lineup. And I think I would take that Fender Downtown Express as my first in from my bass to sculpt the sound initially, and then take it into the envelope filter, MXR envelope filter, and then take it into the octaver or the octave pedal. Then take it into the honeypot. Then take it into the looper, and then take it from there to the bass amp. And I'm just assuming I have a very standard bass amp. For all this stuff to work, I would have to have a very standard, solid, basic bass amp situation, bass cab, bass amp head type deal. So I think that would be, if I had to have a pedal board, that's what I would do. Or I'd have my Fender Rumble 800, which is over here, and I'd have everything set up to use what they have in that order to try to run the signal chain out and then rock it like that. That would actually be cheaper because I have all the modelings that I would need, quote unquote, right on the amp already plugged in. I just got to set them up and play with where they are in the signal chain to see what they do and stuff like that. I actually think I need to record a video where I mess with those effects that are available on that amp. I really think that's like the most diverse cover all standard amp I've ever had in my life. And I recommend it to anybody that wants to get a bang for their buck and just buy one and done. Like everything that you want to do, you have 100 user settings. This is not a paid Fender promotion at all. This is just me telling you there's 100 settings that you can create your own sounds or create your own, you know what I'm saying, situation that you want to do. And it comes with a pedal, which is another video I need to go ahead and do. And you can swap in and out of those sounds, like select them in and out. And that's extremely convenient, especially if you're on a stage and you're far away from your amp, because you can't go there and manipulate like so. You just have it set up to, hey, 101 is Prince, 102 is Bootsy Collins, 103 is Smash Mouth, 104 is like Trivium, you know, and you can rock it like that. 105 is Garth Brooks or whatever you think that sound would be, and you just click to the right and select it over, and it does all the signal chain stuff for you. I think it's extremely nice, especially on a gig, especially in low light, because it's self-lit by itself. And in my ear, all the effects that are there are pretty good quality, like they were done very well. Also, I use that bass amp as a drum amp for situations, or I did until I got the replacement situation that's back there. So yeah, but let's get back to what y'all talking about. Let's see. So Game God has a Randall 40 amp combo and a Rogue 5 string. Okay, very good, very grassroots. That would be something I would suggest to somebody that's learning, starting out, maybe playing coffee clubs and stuff like that. If you got a gig at Starbucks or your local brewery, that'd be pretty nice. So kudos. I can dig it. And a Glare P bass. Dope. Okay. I got one of those. Not really playing out at the moment, but I really, really, really dig P basses. Tough lately. Okay. Put flats on the cheap Indio that I have. And it's just so nice. Cool. I've never actually played one of those. You should probably check that out. Somebody sold the booty bass you want on eBay for $600. Oh, okay. Crap. I'm gonna check out that Aguilar octave pedal. Yes, do, because it's very simple. Like I like how like it's maybe probably like 3 knobs, 4 knobs or so. I haven't seen it in a while. Like whenever I was looking at it, it was like 5 years ago. And this is before the Aggie 700 came out, whenever those pedals were dropping and stuff. And I thought they were fire, like all together and running them in the chain. Yeah, man, they take a random P bass and make it sound modern as heck, very easy. And I was like, it's cool. So I remember being a teenager with like 5 Boss pedals. They were so cheap back then. Yeah. Donner has some neat pedals for cheap. If anybody's interested, I'm just messing around with effects and not spending a small fortune. That's a good plug, proper. I actually have a I think it's called a Morpher pedal. It's a little bitty tiny baby situation, but it does like a saturated gain or overdrive type deal. Maybe a type of distortion to the sound. And it's actually pretty cool. I don't play lead guitar very often or very well for that matter, but if I was to do anything like that, I have that at my disposal to make happen. So, all right, let's see. Mini pedals in the new wave. Okay. Mike, appreciate you making it, my man. Thank you for dropping in, saying what's up. Let's see. Every ever I guess it's ever use a keyboard amp as a bass amp. Yes, I did have to do that at a particular gig because I didn't have my bass cab there. Um, or my bass cab kind of broke down, like one of the wires, because of me rocking like I do, or attempt to. One of the wires kind of like slipped off, and it didn't produce any sound. So I think maybe it had been a motherboard problem. I had to fix that and then put it back in. So yeah, I used a Roland. It was a 115. I forget the model number, but I have used the keyboard amp as a bass amp, and it does pretty well. But I play very aggressive, and I do a lot of like slap stuff, and it's not perfect for what I was doing. But in a pinch, it definitely carried me through the church service. So yeah. Howdy Bully. Floyd from Australia just got here. Have I missed Goldie? No, man, I haven't even played her yet. Yeah, that was a very good segue. This is Goldar, just in case y'all don't know. For those that are here, if you watch this channel, I'm I'm sure I've said something about it, or you know something about this bass. This is my bass. See the name on the headstock. My design. Crazy thing about this bass is the layout. It's pretty extreme. Very simple to use. Very easy. You can actually leave everything down in at 12 o'clock and then just mess with the pickup switching. You can get every tone you want just from doing the same thing. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna play one riff, and this isn't a promo for you to go and get my bass from Archetype Guitars. But if you wanted to get my bass from Archetype Guitars, you could get my bass from Archetype Guitars.com. Anyway, so there's that. So this, I love it. It's perfect. Um, right now, Lobster has my first signature, which is the P Music Man bass. He has that up north right now. So this has been the only baby that I've had at my disposal that's like per my designation with my neck woods for those of prior bass hangs. Yeah, I know what that is. So right now, this is, I think I have basic 59 bassmen as the selection there, and I might actually change that so that it's very naked. And let me actually do that because I don't want any coloring of the sound. Let me go ahead and swap that out. Also, y'all looking at what the bass cab is that I'm gonna be dropping, and that's funny. But yeah, so you see it if you see it. If you don't, you don't. There's only 14 people in here anyway, so y'all actually stick around and wait for me to actually play through it because it's actually pretty nice. Yeah, I like it a lot. Can y'all hear that out there? Let me actually ask that off top. Everything is centered up. Okay, right. So let's see. I asked if y'all could hear it. Everything is a situation. Neck Woods. Are you wearing PJs? Absolutely. I am absolutely wearing PJs. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Sounds good. Dope. Check out the threads. I thought I was looking at Johnny Lee Long. Shut up, folks. That was funny. All right. So I need to do a revisit for those that just joined. This is my baby. And every situation I could ever need, this has me. So right now it's in the first position, straight up top. And it's using these two pickups here. And it's kind of like a jazz thing. So yeah, this is my girl. So yeah. So is that got the Ningwall setting, which is these two parallel going into this series. Also, these strings are 5 months old MJCs, and they are still crisp. And this isn't with any boosting or anything. Everything is centered up. I just checked it over. This is completely centered up, no scoop, no nothing. So man, yeah, it actually does really nice. So that's a Dingwall setting. It's a little bit hot in case you're not ready for it. This is traditional P bass, so just this P pickup right here. Feel like things about to change up in here. Hold on. Sorry, what you doing, man? Hey, 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 hey. This is my youngest one. This is Miles, and he has an infatuation with my rolling cube. What you doing, man? What you doing? Huh? What? 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 Yeah. So that's my little guy. I think he's gonna actually be the bass player. You good? Where's mommy? Yeah, so that's my youngest. That's my little dude, man. Um, yeah, so that was the P position. Yeah, man. Uh, the fourth position, or next from the back, the fourth position of these two right here, and yeah, so that's what I use that for. And then this is the back pickup, which surprisingly has some rump on it. I was very surprised. It was an experiment. I thought about actually putting the Music Man back here, just because me. But I was like, just to keep the aesthetic going. Three P's. I've never seen it before done like sexy. So I was like, yeah, P P P. Nice. Anyway, so you stay right there. I need to change strings on you because I've been neglecting you, and I apologize. Anyway, so she's good. She's good to me. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Uh, you bend strings with such ease. Well, I've been playing for a long time, so my hand is overdeveloped. I have really strong grip strength, so it looks very easy, but it's manipulating the wrist basically. So if I'm actually trying to do a bend, most people bend, and I think it's taught to bend up like that. It's for me, it's just easier to do, and I'm usually not doing a bend up on the bottom string, so it never really affects me. So yeah. Yeah, so you could think it's that, but really if you look at my wrist when I'm doing it, I'm actually turning my hand like this to actually do the facilitating. So the only strength that comes in is me pressing the note down. Yeah, so I'm just holding the note down and pulling it that way. I'm not like bending with my fingers or anything. So bass tip. I should probably put that in the bass tip. I think I will. Uh, so thank you, Floyd. Appreciate that. That's gonna be a bass tip coming up in the future. What is the width at the nut? I actually don't have the dimensions of it, and I don't have a caliper to let you know that, but I will. I will look into it, and then I will address that in a post and stuff like that. I'll put all that. I don't think there's any material out on this bass as of yet. the owner of the company broke his hand, so he kind of paused most of the work and working on his website. So whenever I get that to you, or whenever I get that material, I actually put that out there so you know it and stuff like that. Because I do need to hit this video again with fresh strings so you can hear everything from my setup, not the studio that I actually did the first one on. Although it was dope and it was very well lit, and he actually changed the frame width, or the frames per second that I use, so it can be more cinematic rather than the lack of a better term, gonzo that I was doing before. So yeah, let's see. There you go. I'm a little dark, just trying to brighten that up a little bit. Let's see. That bass seems very versatile without all the complicated controls. It does have complicated controls. It is just one volume, but it is a 4-band EQ, and there are 5 switch slots. So it is kind of complicated, but not enough to where you get lost in the sauce. And everything that you just heard was it completely dimed in at 12 o'clock. So from there, you can boost one thing or boost multiple things very simply, and then go back to what you know is a standard sound and stuff. So whenever I do scoop on that thing, it goes a different way completely. I guess that's when Lil Dude walked in. Let's see. I would love a video where you experimented with pedal board order on your board. Okay. I might have to try to do that. Do something of that nature to see how it affects sound and stuff. And I feel like that'd be easily done with the Rumble that I have back there, because everything is on the screen and you can see me moving things left and right and stuff. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see. If I can get the setup right and get all that stuff together, then that'll definitely be maybe a series of things I can do right there. So yeah. I used to hate basses that were too bright until I started playing chords and solos. Now I love little brightness. I dig it. Whenever I first got in and I heard, I'm gonna tell you, as far as me hearing slap tone, because I was very sheltered and very Church of God in Christ growing up, I wasn't allowed to listen to a lot of secular music and stuff like that. So Bootsy came whenever I moved out the house, and then I had the Afro, or Bootsy came when I was 16, and I had the ability to buy my own music and my own Discman, Sony Discman, for those that missed that whole phase, dating myself, but whatever. That's when I actually got into the rubber band, and I got into the group, the rubber band. I wish I was a member of Boosie's rubber band, but that's when I found them, and it kind of changed up a little bit. But at the very beginning, whenever I first started playing bass, around 14 or 15, Fred Hammond, "Let the Praise Begin." Just the bass line from there was very bright, very crisp. And the bass player for him at that time was the coldest thing I had known to that point. Other than that, most, church songs I've ever heard was kind of like, like Soldier on the Battlefield, black gospel stuff. You can type in black gospel greats, and then, names gonna pop up. The Winans, Fred Hammond may pop up, Dottie Peoples, names are escaping me right now, and I'm ashamed. Donnie McClurkin, them people. So it's not any bass focused stuff. It's bass led stuff, but they weren't doing anything that was like anything that sticks out in the mix as far as a solo goes. So whenever that song came out and he was just funky, I was like, what is this and how do I learn it? I probably can pick it up and like get it if I sit down with it for maybe 20 minutes or so, but I can't remember how it went. But it was the bass line on it, especially whenever they go into the chorus. Yeah. So Fred Hammond, "Let the Praise Begin." If y'all want to check out a nice bass line that's really cool, it's gospel, so you may not be into that, but the bass line itself, That dude's a monster. Dude's a monster. So I don't even know who that bass player is, but yeah, that's what got me turned on to the scoop sound and high pristine treble and slap. For real, for real. From there, I learned how to play it, and then we got to sing it in my church, and I did my best to destroy every single second of that song with slap. Granted, I had a PV TKO 115, which is basically a 200-watt amp. I wasn't doing very much, but I sitting on top of it, and everything I felt great. Had the power under my legs. I was just sitting there swinging with an afro. Back when I had hair. Hit a like and I'll drop a picture of me with hair. Let's see. Bully Jr. It's B2, I guess, because there's the junior is the oldest one, Monster. And my wife won't let me call him Beastie, but you know, here we are. So let's see. Donnie Johnson, what's up, Bully? What's happening? Appreciate you dropping in. You killed it on that Man Hold Up track. Dope. So you heard that. Man Hold Up is a track that I did with Billy Cook. He asked me to play the bass line on it, and I think he may have took it to the studio and made some changes, but I did play it on the track. It was dope, and had a blast. But anyway, let's get back to this. But I have a question. Do you have any suggestions on how to keep the middle finger down when playing? I'm struggling. Keep the middle finger down when playing. Let's see what you're talking about. Any suggestions on keeping the middle finger down? Oh, so I'm guessing you doing, and it's just out there. Okay, so what I would say is try to, if you're not playing a note with that middle finger, like a chromatic thing, try to keep your finger next to the left one. It makes it easier. It makes you more dexterous. That's one. And then number two, it makes it easier for you to actually play a note. So I used to have a problem where I'd have my pinky just locked down here, and everything I did. And sometimes I kind of fall back into it. Depends on how much I'm not using my mind to play. But consciously try to keep your middle finger to this note. It's going to spread your dexterity because you have to now compensate and stuff. So it may hurt a little bit, but also I would say integrate your pinky. And that kind of forces your hands to be in a pocket rather than just being out like this while you're doing it. Just feels weird. Sheesh. Okay. I do want to do this just because it's fun. I'm about to change one of the settings real quick. Right. Let's go to the good old let's try, yeah. Get it funky. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, man. Love it. That's an envelope filter, by the way, just in case you didn't know what that sounded like. Let's see. Third position sounds great. That is the P position. Thank you. I actually love that. That's my go-to. Let's see. Thought that was Kevin Hart. He's not quite that short, but I can see it. And my baby Tubby, Kevin Hart's actually got abs and stuff. Let's see. Thoughts on Bergantino cabs? They are a staple across the pond. I've never played through one, but like Scott Devine, Scott's bass lessons, he got one. I think Marlo DK, he's sponsored by TC Electronic, and I think he has one, and that's my dude. He don't know it, but that's my homie. We friends. He just don't know. I've never got to play through one, but they seem like very workhorse, very solid cabs themselves. I've never got to play one. If you're watching Bergantino or Bergentino, please hit me up because I would love to get a 210 from you or a 115 or whatever. Yeah, I've never got the opportunity to put my hands on one or to play through one on backline or anything. So I think they can actually be very nice, but definitely go and check that thing out. Oh, my baby. Anyway, let's see. HT models, I believe. Okay. Are you gigging at the moment? Gigging? No. I do some stuff every once in a while. Jeez. I do some stuff. Well. Oh, it's time to go to bed. What time is it? 7:30? Yeah, it's time. Okay. So are you gigging at the moment? No, but I do play at churches, and me saying a gig is like me going to a promoted event that has no church affiliation, or me getting paid to play at a place that wouldn't normally be a thing. So am I going to play at a club? I currently don't have a place to play right now as far as the club goes, or really church. I haven't really been looking for a church. I just kind of drop in on my home church every once in a while when I need a little fix. But yeah, so no, not really. I guess by that whole thing. Google says Hammond plays the bass on that tune. I forgot Fred Hammond played the bass. Fred Hammond is a part of the group Commissioned. It's a quartet group, I believe, maybe 5 people, but I think it's a quartet group. Cold music, and that makes perfect sense because he was the bass player for that group. So if it was him on the bass and he came up with that groove pattern, sheesh, yeah. Okay. Bully, new bases here. Congratulations. Welcome to the family. Picked up a made in Mexico Fender Jazz. Want a second cheaper bass. What's your opinion of Harley Benton? Love them. Hesitant because I can't see it before ordering. Any thoughts? Now, this is what I'll tell you. Harley Benton is a very solid. Everything that I've had from them has been a solid purchase. Johnny Lee Long he had a bad purchase, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, one of their newer, weirder shaped bases and stuff like that. But I've had 4. I still have 3 now. One I sent to Kelvin, who's hopefully still watching. He won the giveaway on my Patreon. Oh, also, I need to be starting that up. I'm actually saving the money for the Patreon and all that stuff again, so that I could buy a bass and then send that out to one lucky subscriber on the Patreon for that. Also have strings and stuff that I'm going to be giving away. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, $5 for the low, 10 or 20. Of course, higher tiers do get more entries into the contest, but I'm thinking around Christmas, I'm actually have enough bread to do maybe 2 or 3 bases in a giveaway to the Patreon. Yeah, maybe a bass and some gear or something like that. Yeah. So there's that. I do like Harley Benton though. I have a 51. I had a P bass that Kelvin Reeves now has. I have a jazz bass that I'm gonna be doing some modifications on. That's actually right there. I'll be doing some modifications on that coming soon. And I've had a Sterling, not I was about to say Sterling. I have a Harley Benton kind of a Music Man model that's right there. Thinking I'm gonna do some modifications on that, just swap out the pickups, kind of like the preamp. It's pretty straight, and I like the whole what it's doing. So I think if I just pop in some new pickups, that'll be good, and I'll be straight with that. But we'll see. And I said my 51, said the jazz, said the P, said the Music Man. So yeah, that's all of them right there. And also, Harley Benton's are awesome, Dom. They're very cheap, and there are a few models that I want to have just on general pretense. One of which is a seven string bass. Another of which is a thinking about checking out their PJ bass and then doing a complete build on it, like taking it from normal to ridiculous. Like I'm thinking about doing that on a PJ situation, very grassroots. It has 3 knob slots, front plug, like plate plug, and then just throw in like, you know, a stacked treble bass, maybe a Seymour Duncan build. That'd be fire. Just a regular Seymour Duncan build. Let's go. Real quick, everything Seymour Duncan, and then just knock that out like that. Because I don't have any more Seymour Duncan like electronic basses or anything like that. So that may be something I do in the future. Who knows? Dope. Thank you. You're welcome. Hi, Bully. Nice to be here again. Appreciate you being here. By the way, nice pajamas. Thank you. Bucky's. It's a Texas staple. Love the Goldie. Awesome sound. Dope. Is it too much trouble to see the smallest electric bass that you have? The smallest electric bass that you have? Just trying to get a comparison. So Goldie versus my minion that's up there? Okay. Let's see. Anybody that's not a bass player you would like to play with? Anybody that's not a bass player you would like to play with? That's not a bass player that I love to play with. I love to play with Eric Moore. I love to play with Josh from Josh Drum Classes. I love to play with Santana. I think that'll be fire. Kingfish. That'll be dope on a blues tip. I'm thinking some dramas real quick. I have a lot of people that I follow on my Instagram that's just drums. Anybody from Drumeo, they all cold. Pocket Queen, number one. Slide everybody that I just said to the right. Pocket Queen, number one slot. I would love to get down with Pocket Queen. Just do one groove situation. She lock in the pocket and I'm coming funkin' hard. That'd be a good time. So Pocket Queen off top. She's the one that I would love to play with if I could have the opportunity to play with her. Like first, as a drummer, absolutely. I've done some stuff with DeRoe. He's a dude that I really admire from back a few years ago with Phil Wade at the time. He's with the City now. Another group from Houston. So yeah, Pocket Queen, Josh Drum Lessons, anybody from Drumeo. And that's under your stipulations. That's not a bass player. So yeah, there you go. Let's see. Do all Sire basses are some? Do all Sire bass is relatively cheap and super nice. I have two. Sire basses are relatively cheap and super nice. I have two. Dope. I have 4. I agree. Love, brother. All the best. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you dropping in. Thanks, Prop. We're gonna try them out. Definitely do. I actually have three basses in my cart. One of which is because of the last stream that I did. And I got to looking at it. I was like, do I got a G to throw at this bass? Or do I just want to go ahead and just buy one that's a third of the price and then soup it up? Which one do I want to do? All the options, all the bells and whistles, beautifully painted, or do I want to start grassroots and do it all myself? So I have both of them in my basket, and I'm just trying to decide 1,000, 400. 1,000, 400. Then I have to add a preamp, or 1,000. What do I want to do? That. Let's see. Thanks for the advice, everyone. We'll look at Sire as well. Peace. Peace out. Thank you for dropping in. Who's the awkward colored lady on the... Oh, hold on. So going back to this statement, and I'll go back and just put this here. Love Goldie, awesome sound. Is it too much trouble to see the smallest electric bass that you have? The smallest, I'm assuming in size, that you have. Just trying to get a good comparison. So here's Goldie. This is Goldie here. This is what a normal size, full size bass looks on me, right? And I think the joke that you're wanting, or the joke you have in your head, is this. This is my Jackson Minion bass. It's a little bit different, right? Just a tad bit different. Now, this actually came from a subscriber and homeboy from Riot Beard Company. He does beard grooming, maintenance, and stuff like that. Go check him out on Instagram. He actually sent this bass, and this is one of my son's first basses whenever they want to learn. This is a dope setup. The EMG Geezer Butler pickups in it, hip shot. It's done very well. And I didn't touch anything because I respect the craftsmanship of how much time you put into it to make it feel and also play as good as it does. But it is tiny, just like, it's tiny, and it's tiny. So in comparison, Goldie, Minion. Relatively the same height. Wait, let's put it here and then drop them both down. So yeah, I think that's the joke you were looking for. Am I big, or are the bases like, am I large? You trying to figure that out? Or if, like, I have to be huge if the bases look this small on me. Yeah, I'm relatively large. These are 9-foot ceilings. I think they're hanging maybe 8 feet in the air, and it's just right there. So, yeah. Let's see, where we at? So, you're saying, who's the awkward colored lady on the left beside the Charvel? Which would be my Fender P. This is a Fender American Professional 2 P bass. It is a beautiful kind of a tealish aqua color. So that's what it is. It's a Fender American Pro 5-string P bass. Bully, what's a 5-string under 650 that's clean and gives you a smooth, snappy tone? If you're using all the money you got, I would definitely have to say check out Sire P7. I would definitely say go and check out, and you actually have extra money, really, if you go and check out the Sire M2. But check out the Sire M2 first, 4 or 5-string. I prefer 5. I have bigger hands, but 4-string does the same job, and you have all the bells and whistles of everything. So I would definitely go and check out the Sire M2 first. If you need something a little bit more not humbuckery, go ahead and get the or check out the P7 from them. That would be my suggestion from Sire. And that's going to still leave you with maybe $80 on the higher end. The M2, I think, is like $400 from Toman. So, yeah, I actually thought about just buying the white one just to complete the set. Actually, I was just like, I got the black one. I got the green one. Let's get the white one just for S&G, you know, just because, you know, who knows? Might put some Bartolinis in it or something, do a whole Bartolini build. So I have the standard joint that's chilling there. And then I have the EMG joint, which is monstrous. It's a beast in and of itself. Like, it's so great that I either get that one, the Jackson, the Fender P, or Goldie right now. Like, whenever I'm picking up a bass and I hear a dope bass line, I'm like, yo, what was that? I walk to this end and I select one of them. So I have the basses that I'm like, these need work. I like them, but I have to do things to them. And as it goes this way, it's like, these are the tried and true. These are workhorse tested, except this one. This one is about to get an overhaul, and it's going to be sweet. But everything else has been tried and true. I put them in the mix, and they all get down. So, yeah. So hopefully I answered your question, DFG. Let's see. Kingfish, you agree? Dope, dope, dope. Yeah, man. Yeah. What's happening? Good to see you, my boy. Let's see. Where do you buy your HBs? Toman Music shipping costs are killer. It really pays if you're gonna spend money. It pays to buy multiple instruments at a time. So I'll never go there and like buy just one bass and that's it, because shipping costs are gonna be like $60, $70. But if you buy multiple instruments, then the shipping cost for everything that's going to be in that whole thing you're sending is probably going to be around $100, and you have more basses. But that may not be the case. If you're in a pinch and you're looking for it, you could probably find one on Reverb. I'm sure you can find it on eBay or Reverb, but you be very careful with who you're purchasing from, because some people are just trying to like mess over you. So be very cautious. I've never purchased that bass off of Reverb. The only bass I've ever bought off Reverb is the Alan Eden, which is this bass right here, this teal one right here, this Seafoam right there. That's the only bass I've ever bought off Reverb. And that was a great purchase. But I bought that from Alan Eden, which is distributed through this Reverb link years ago. So, yeah. Have you ever thought about getting an AliExpress bass and doing modifications? I actually have. When I was looking for a Rick at the time, I was like, yeah, man, they're selling Rickenbacker style basses for $200. Yes, I'm using a Yoplait cup I'm using a Yoplait yogurt dish as a drinking cup because, you know, reasons and things. But I have thought about it. I had never went through with it because I don't trust customs. I feel like it would be a big stink to actually get that done. So I never actually went through with it, but I have thought about doing that. What do you think about multi-effects pedals, especially Boss GT1? I think they're great if you can use them and they actually work out. But a lot of them, you have to have a lot of time with your setup beforehand and then go to the gig. It's not a lot of experimentation you can do on the fly, improv and stuff like that. So they're convenient if you have your settings lined up one behind the other. That's great, but it takes preparation to effectively, you know what I'm saying, get it done in the gig or while you're in the midst of the stuff, you know what I'm saying? I need that size. I have the arm length of, I guess, the length of a 5-year-old. Also, I love the Pocket Queen. Yes, she's beautiful and she can play. Yes, she don't do nothing special, but she's solid as a rock. Cause I was like, she ain't doing no doubles or triples or flams. There's a whole bunch of pocket face, and she's deep in there. Man. But speaking as a drummer, my favorite drummer right now is Anika Nikes, hands down. Dope. That's somebody I have to look at. I should be writing stuff down. Like I need a pad because y'all be giving me stuff. And I'm like, I need to check these cats out. I should be writing this down. But I have it recorded. So I need to timestamp this at 106. Remember 106. Okay, cool. Let's see. The one between the Charvel and the white bass, is that a P bass? One between the Charvel and the white bass. Charvel is here. Wait. The one between the Charvel and the white bass, is that a P bass? Charvel and the white bass, that's a jazz bass, and that's the Allen Eden. Okay. Hey, Bully, show us your bass collection. You looking at everything I got. Can you show us the Harley Benton if you still have it? I have 3 right now. Hold on one second, though. I have a Glary P bass. Dope. Not a bad purchase. That's the Allen Eden. That's the one I was talking about. Okay, so that answered that question. Cool. I have an LTD 206. Nice. I plan on putting the Tone Monster preamp and some EMG pickups. Interesting. I didn't like the Tone Monster preamp that I got sent, but I think I may have selected the wrong one, or Lobster had a version that's actually good, and I got the one that's kind of lower line. I didn't like it. But if you've heard the preamp installed and everything works out, hats off to you. I just haven't had a good go with the Tone Monster preamp. But if you can do it and it works out, tight. Thanks, no problem. Anika Niles. Okay, Niles. Okay. Terrence Palmer is playing bass. Terrence Palmer is playing bass on Let the Praise Begin. Terrence Palmer. Okay. Checking my own pages of life. Dope. What's your favorite bass? This one that I have right now. This is my favorite bass that I have right now. Here. Now, if my other BTK5 was here, that would be a problem. But since it's not here, this. Now, it's a fight for second, third, and fourth because I have the Charvel build that I just did, came out great. I have it's right there, the dark shadow in between the P bass and the Jackson. My M2, my second generation M2, that's a close contender. And then I have my Fender Professionals, and they're both neck and neck. So I don't know who's second or third, but number one on my BTKs. And if I had the second one here, it'd be that's a good question. It'd be my first BTK5, and then this one, and then I probably bring the M2 behind that, and then the Charvel behind that. And then behind that, it would be the Fender Professional 2s. That would be my opinion. If I had to stack them all up and I had to, that's what I would say. Do you remember which Tone Monster preamp you had? No, but I do remember the price point. And the price of it was probably between $25 and $40. There's a higher level that I didn't get because I just, it's a Tone Monster preamp, whatever. I think the one that I should have got was like between 50 and 70. I'm not sure. So, yeah. Do you have a recommendation for a bass head with cabinet that doesn't break the bank? Yes, I do. Depends on how much money you want to spend. If you're trying to be as cheap as possible, I would say check out TC Electronic. They have a bass head that's like 200 watts, and I think it's like maybe $200 or so. And then the cab, you can go with it. You can get you a Fender 115, and I think that's like $299 or $399. So $500 for both of them separately. That's not gonna kill you, but for the price, that may be on the better side you can do from separate pieces. Now, if you go into the combo game, Fender Rumble, definitely puts out a nice product. Very basic, very solid, very good. I've played rumbles since I was probably 23, just varying models of them. Another one I check out is the Hartkey 4.8. That's lightweight, portable, does all the bass response. It can handle the B note or the B string pretty well. I would check out, again, TC Electronic, the BG series, the BG 250 series, and you can get you a 15 or a 12 or 210s, whichever one fits your fancy, 2.8s, whatever. Just depends on what you need. And that'll run you around $400 or so. For smaller subwoofers, of course, it'll be less because less components cost less. So you can choose that. So, yeah, you got options out there. But you said bass head with a cabinet that doesn't break the bank. If you're actually hella broke and you're just trying to get it done, I'm going to throw these names out here and you can feel how you want to feel. I would say TC Electronic. Their low-end 200-watt head. Okay? It's no bells and whistles. It's just a basic bass amp. And you can go with Seismic Audio. 115 or 210s. Or I actually did 4.8s and it came with a tweeter. Pretty solid. That amp isn't going to overload those speakers, and it's probably going to cost you probably south of $350 for both. Let's actually check, shall we? Let's check. All right, Drake, hold on. Let me hit you real quick. Oh, and if you're wondering, tell them or do. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get into that. Let's bring you over here, and then let's go come over here. Don't spill it. Let's see. Audio. I'm actually looking it up right now. Share screen. I said share. Do that, and then do that. Yes, and then share. Seismic Audio. That's all I did is type in Seismic Audio in Google. That's not a paid promotion. And then let's search bass. Oh, let me search the stuff. Bass guitar cabinets. So if you broke, you can go with this. Okay. Could also go here, 231. That's fairly solid. 266. I think the RMS range on this one is 200. And I think that may be the same thing. I don't know. So this is just if you're like broke and you're just trying to get it done. Compression, 200 watts, 400 peak. Okay. And then that was for the 210. And then for this one, I think it may be the same. Okay, 400 RMS. So I will go with this one. Handle a little bit more. Pretty solid. Has a very basic back plate on it. Handles on the side. I've had this cabinet. I actually gave it to one of my homeboys who was just getting back into the bass game. Kind of needed something, and I wanted to upgrade and have a little something different for me. So this is the 410. I think they have a 4x8 somewhere. 410. Oh, they got 4x6s. Two of them. That's interesting. I wonder if it can handle the low B. I wouldn't think it could handle it. Okay. I don't think this has a horn on it. I think it's just two 10s, no horn. Yeah, it has no horn. So it's just two 10s by itself. Okay. So yeah, I would definitely check these cats out. 4x10, 266. Pretty solid. If you don't like the horn, you can swap it out for something aftermarket. And then TC Electronic bass head. And then we go and check out the bass head. Boom, this is it. 200. So it'll probably be like 100 going into 8 ohms. But they have a 4 ohm version, so you can get the full 200 in theory out of it. but 169 isn't a bad price for a little small situation. You know what I'm saying? So if you on a budget, that's what, $400, something like that. And then boom, you got your speaker out. That's right there. So yeah, that makes up pretty nice. And it says 4 ohm minimum load. Oh, okay. So it takes 8, but 4 ohm is as low as it can go. Dope. So yeah, there's that. Stop screen share. We back. That's what I would say. How do you feel about MTD basses? I think they're awesome. I haven't got the chance to play on them for an extended amount of time, but they're great basses, great craftsmanship. I'd love to have a Saratoga because my man Norm Stockton actually owns one, and he's the one that actually got me into MTD and Galen Kruger. Whenever I was going through that, I was jonesing for Galen Kruger equipment. So they're great basses. They just they're usually boutique, so they're usually around minimum $1,000, and they can go up to 10 or so. I think the Saratoga is probably around 2,000, and I think the Gucci model, which is a 6-string bass, I think that's like 25 or 2,000, somewhere in there as well. They're great basses. It's just I'm not a touring musician. Bass doesn't pay a lot to me right now, so I'm cool with the little collection I got. And unless MTD wants to work out a deal, I'm good at the present moment. I don't have a need for it right now. I always like to have it, but I don't have a need for it right now. See, I've heard Johnny Long do a video with the Tone Monster preamp with some basses. Sounded pretty good. I did think of getting the Aguilar pre for it. It's also a option. Depends on how much money you got to spend on it. I've been extremely happy with the Marcus Miller 2. Dope. I bought it based on your recommendation. Thank you. You can find a pile of SWR Redface laying around for a few bills. That's not a bad bass. Redface twin. Okay. Yeah. New stuff. I have no idea. I get it. Are they your favorite preamp? They're my favorite aftermarket preamp right now. I've always had good luck with them. Aside from this Sterling build is kicking my butt. I think I was sent the wrong one, and I need to get with the company to see about swapping them out or talking to them to troubleshoot what I have to make that bad boy actually work. I know it's going to sound great. I've already ran the experiment. I just got to get the right components to make it actually do its thing. So, yes, I do love Audaire. Before I started working with EMG on this Charvel, I didn't care for anything else, but EMG is also up there. They're neck and neck. The fact that they can do it solderless is actually really convenient, especially for somebody that doesn't know how to solder and stuff like that. That's the dream. So they're right there neck and neck. Hi from Germany. Do you have any Ibanez basses? I actually do. My first bass I've ever owned was the Ibanez, or is the Ibanez, and it's back there. It's right there. Behind that. Yeah. It's a Roadshow from the 80s. Roadshow Series 2 from the 80s. First bass I ever owned. And since then I've had probably 4 of them. I like the company. I just, ebb and flow, see what happens out there in the field, and you just kind of get it. Do you like the Mark Bass amp? I do not. I've heard nightmares, especially on the Talk Bass forum, of like if something goes wrong, you trying to get in touch with them for warranty or whatever. It's hard. Then there's a language gap and stuff. So, do I like it? Once you dial it in, yeah, it's cool, but that wouldn't be my first go-to. I need something that's simple, and they have a lot of different shaping options, which is great, but I need something I can dial in very simple. Gain, volume, bass, middle, treble. If you're going to do some coloring to the sound, do it. That's cool, but don't do it on the front. Do it internally. That type of thing. That's where I'm at. So I'll say No comment or in between. I don't know. I don't have anything bad to say other than the layout of the panel and stuff, but they sound great. I don't even know what that is. We need more bass amp models for Synergy platform. I don't know what that is. Everybody has an Ibanez bass. What one do you have? Hello from Oregon. What's going on? 5:40 p.m. Hope everyone is well. It's 2 hours behind. It is 2 hours behind. That's cool. Cool. Oh crap! I am behind. I got the talking. Jeez. Let's see. Seismic Audit actually makes surprisingly useful stuff. I have a couple of A cabs from them in my bedroom. Basically beefy DJ speakers. Yep. Thanks for the feedback. No problem. Duncan made a Power Stage small stomper amp too, like a smaller one. I think 170. Okay, cool. I played an ATK 405. Very nice. As my beginner bass was an old Ibanez. I don't know which model. Okay. That's a very nice bass though. ATK. I had that. I had the 5-string version, not the upper one, the lower one, and it was solid. I like it. What's a good gauge? What's a good string gauge for a person with small hands? Love what you're doing, by the way. Free game is rare these days. All love, brother. Appreciate that. I would definitely go. String gauge isn't really gonna affect you with the hands. It may You may want to go medium light, but I don't see a reason going medium light. It's because once you do that, you're gonna mess up the tension on the neck, and you may have to adjust it for whatever strings you put on. So keep that in mind. If you have a certain size that you've been running, I would just stick to that size. This is my personal opinion. If you do want to go with a lighter gauge, just understand that the end or where the neck is, because the gauge actually pulls tension on the neck as it bends, is going to affect how it feels. You might have to adjust that. So be aware. But if you want to go medium light, and medium light on a 4-string bass is pretty much let's see, 90, 65. No, that's wrong. Because it would normally be 100, 90, 60, 40 or something like that. So it'd be 95, 75, 55, 40 or something like that. You can do medium light, but you're probably going to have to adjust the neck. Let's see. ATK is a cool. I shop around triple coil sometimes on the whims. Cool setup. Yeah, man. Well, you won't be out much cash. You want to try a Tone Monster. They're very reasonable components. They are. But at the time, I was like, man, do I really want to waste $65? Do I really want to waste $65? That's at least 2 or 3 pairs of strings. You know what I'm saying? That's lunch for the week. I subscribe, by the way. Thank you. Slap some bass for your peeps. I did that earlier, but I definitely can. Don't threaten me with a good time. Have an ATK 300 and an 800. Love them both. Dope. I have a Fujijin. Very nice. But not an Ibanez. It's a Fender Hartfield. Okay. Fujijin is something that Low and Lobster, if y'all don't know him, subscribe to him. He put me on to that company. I didn't even know about them at all. But evidently they make some very nice instruments for a relatively nice price. Definitely my favorite. They tick all the boxes for me. Dope. It's my main 5-string or 5 fretless. Dope. That cab ain't got no horn in it. When you done the demo on Auto Jazz, I went and bought one myself. Okay. It was a bar at Fujijin. Okay. I don't know what that means. But let's go back here. When you done a demo on Auto Jazz preamp, I went and bought one myself. Okay. So my question to you is, what did you think about the preamp? It's probably about it, man. Y'all funny, man. Yeah. So my question to you is, what did you think about the preamp after you installed it? And did you install it in the jazz bass? I'd rather be with you. Yeah. Anyway, I go. Anyway, I love Boosie, by the way. Anyway, let's see. What do I need to show y'all? I should actually pull out the M2, that build. No, the Chevelle. I feel like the Chevelle. Or Chevelle. Say Chevelle. Let's go here. Pull that out. And then let's go in here. Let's hang you up, lady. Oh, I'd rather be with you till the day upon your grave. I just love your smiling face. Let's see. Where we at with it? A little bit more juice. A little bit more juice. Anyway, let's see. Where we at? What do you think about the Hartkey HD line? I think it's actually pretty solid. Tell me something good. So you prefer audio preamps? I do. I'm more familiar with them. And if you don't, like they have a system, like I think it's the JZ3 preamps where you don't need to solder anything. They include butt connectors in the pack with it. And if it goes on the jazz plate, the battery fits inside the battery compartment. So that's extremely convenient most of the time. Trace Elliott Elf is nice. It is. Let's see. That envelope. Yes, sir. That preamp is killer in tones. The mid brings out that bass. I use them. Okay. Put it in jazz infinity bass. That's a very good choice. Yeah, man. Your triple P works so much better than Tribes, bro. Night and day. I appreciate that. Thank you. The Sandemus, high rules. Only Cyrus making a prettier traditional style bass right now, in my opinion. Okay. Where can I get a USA Stingray custom painted with big metal flakes from a pro bass painting outfit? I would definitely go on Instagram and search D Taylor Customs or D Taylor Guitars. I don't know that I have him queued up, but I can try to pull him up so you know what he looks like. He's a friend of the channel, and his work, yeah, man, he's very good at what he does. At some point, I need to have a bass I need to have something sent to him so he can just get down on it. Yeah, bro. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Plays guitar, plays bass, and he's out of Maryland. He's cool people, man. Share screen. Let's go over here. This is what his page looks like, bringing y'all into the world. So if y'all want to check him out, David Taylor Guitars. Right here. Here's some of the stuff that he's done. Check that bad boy out. Metal flake on the Prince tip. That's fire. He did a tribute bass here that kind of mimics Eddie Van Halen. Like all the taping and all the painting and the scratching and all that good stuff. Kind of does that. Has the different pickups and all that stuff. It's crazy. Has a tremolo on that bad boy too. That's pretty cool. Look at this monstrosity. Wild. Yeah, man. So yeah, this is who I would say reach out to and let them know what you're thinking and see if he can help you out. Because yeah, that's sexy. that's yeah, that's definitely. Oh, he even does baby basses. Look at that. That's a Marcus Miller joint. Baby style. That's cute. I want one. Yeah, so he's a friend of the pod, or well, I said pod. He's a friend of the channel, and he does great work. Been doing it for a while. And obviously, look at this. Just look at it. Take your time and look at it. Look at that. Look at that. Gosh. Anyway, so yeah, that's who I would suggest to you. Probably won't bust you over the head with the price. It's gonna be quality work. Just let them know what you're thinking. Let's see. Did you see the Wilder Fury? No, I didn't. I had the opportunity to go to a friend's house and check it out, but I was doing like birthday things and stuff. Birthday got postponed, so my wife decided, hey, this weekend, let's call up all the homies and go and do something you want to do. What do you want to do? I was like, I want to go bowling. So we went bowling with the family, like all the kids. It was a great time. It was a great time. So yeah, that's why I didn't watch the fight. That's the guy with the lowrider where he got his car done. That's also true. Did some crazy stuff done by Carlson. Okay. Also just showed one of his bases, didn't he? Yes. He actually just went and picked up a bass from, I think, Valenti bases. That's a different outfit. But I think D. Taylor did do him a bass or did do some modifications and stuff to his bass. Let's see. Here we go. I seen the name. Victor Wooten's Theory. Shout out to that man. Learn music and songs before you learn scales. Do you agree with that? I do, because it seems easier. He's correct. Because learning theory and learning all that stuff is boring and you can lose interest really fast. But if you got a song that you really like and it jams, that'll keep you practicing. That'll keep you playing. And the more time you spend, more sweat equity you put into this, the better you are in theory. That's the long and short of it. Let me tell you something. This build was amazing. God, oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm gonna clip that piece and go ahead and post that on Instagram because that was nice. Let's see. Yeah. Learn a lot of songs if you want to jam. More variety, you hear more stuff you can add to your tool set. Yes, I agree, Russell. And then you can drop it in the jam easier. Very true. Very true. Very true. What's one slap riff that you must know on the bass? It gets very simple if you get to know the minor scale, but more importantly, the pentatonic scale. Pentatonic scale is this. This is a quick lesson, real quick. And let me leave the cursor there. Pentatonic scale is this. Or that's actually kind of like a blues type of run. Type of thing. We just follow same thing. But you could play that same thing. That type of thing. Now, this gets more important whenever you want to do a run, and you got to get down to here. And you're starting there. This is a G. Yeah. And all I did was slide down to it. So if you want to do improv in type of thing like that, now you're there. And all I did was add some sex step. I could have just did that. Gets a little bit doper to do. And all I'm doing is just doing the same. Messing with those. That's Zydeco. That riff there is Zydeco. So I would say pentatonic is the most important thing especially if you're just trying to learn how to do if you're just learning how to do your own type of improv stuff to what you already know, like songs. What nice little flavor can you drop in within this beat and this beat? Pentatonic, and then go right back to the root note that you know. Let's see. So that was that question. Very good question. Everything's been done before. Learn that and you know everything. Let's see. That bass is bright, named Morning Star. I don't think the bass is bright. The setting that I have on my amp is like input based. So no pun intended. So the harder I play, the more the filter locks into what I'm doing. So I could play it really soft and the filter never engages. This is full on. And then let me go back to okay. I can play it soft and then never engages. It's all input based. So dynamics are key when you're using envelope filter. Let me go ahead and swap it back to something usable. Yeah, just something empty. I gotta worry about none of that. So now it should be just regular straight through. And also, these strings are very new, and I think the seasons change has kind of straightened the neck more than I want. So I need to loosen it up so that the strings aren't buzzing when I'm not playing them and stuff like that. Let's see. Do you prefer basses that are, I guess, battery or without battery, active or passive? I prefer active basses because most of the time they have EQing on board, and I don't have to turn around to my amp. But I do respect a good passive bass. Yes, got to see a bass aim today. Appreciate you dropping in. Thank you. I'm actually doing this a little bit longer than what I actually thought I would, and I need to go and check on the babies and make sure they're in bed now. So I'll be ending this in a little bit. In my 4 years of playing, I learned the blues scale and one arpeggio, and those tools kind of helped me to make riffs. Yes, but learning songs helped me become more fluid on the neck. Very true as well, especially depending on the music. I would suggest to you diversify all the music you listen to, because if you get locked into doing one type of thing, then you actually become that style of player. You may not even know it until you get put in a different setting, and then it just doesn't feel as natural. So whenever you learn, like, open your mind up to different styles of music. So I'm a funk player, I'm a gospel player. Same time, I enjoy, you know what I'm saying, rap music, and I enjoy jazz. So those modes of music change, they morph how I approach songs, even in the genre that I'm most comfortable. Some bass lines like gospel, and it's like a church run, and there I'm just doing the scale. Certain riffs that you add in, I'll give you an example. So let's go a little bit of bass. Take out that treble, bring it that way. Okay. Right. I could do that, but you can change it up and do kind of some jazz runs in that. That's a jazz lick. All right. And that's a jazz thing that I just did there. So just depends. I've actually gotten to the point where I was like, which is very crazy to do while it's running. So I did that, and people was like, "Oh God!" So, and that was just an accident. I was like chromatic, and I just kind of ran them over and over and over. Then the keyboard player was like, Then I was like, "Yeah, cool." Then I was like, chords, and it was like, "Yeah." So we was just jamming in the corner. So, but I got all those feels and all that stuff from jazz music specifically. Just kind of experimenting around the neck, seeing what chord progressions for songs that I played can work between that 8 count. So yeah, keep your mind open, and it may change your playing for the better. More than likely, it'll change your playing for the better. Especially for okay. When it comes to playing, do you play by ear? How do you practice if you're trying to learn a song for Sunday service? I play by ear. For the last church I played at, I was able to chart what I was playing. So I would use the number system to play everything and then put it on my, like I'd have the name of the song, the key signature it's in, and then the verse, chorus, bridge, outro, if there is one. But usually it's just verse, chorus, bridge, and there's some derivation of that in there. And that comes with just repetition. But once you learn, especially for worship music, once you learn the actual chord progression, you don't have to think about it no more. And then all those feels just comes there. So that's what I did for then. But even this change in my bass playing is new because before then I never like learned the numbers or used the numbers to do black gospel songs and stuff like that. It was just me kind of filling it out on the fly as the choir practice goes on. Then I kind of get it down and then I go and listen to the song a little bit. And then, okay, so I got to do it here and then listen for this trigger word to send me to this. And then, you know, it's Black church, so it can go on forever and they can just keep running the loop or whatever till whenever. So it's more fluid in that setting. But for what we were doing with in ears, it's locked into a tempo. Once they click go, 20 minutes and 10 seconds later, the set is over with. So there's not much room for you to get your own groove in there. So you got to know where everything is and it has to be standardized. You got to see it. You got to know, okay, we're going here. So yeah. Awesome control. Thank you. Appreciate it. Depends on how fast you want to progress, but tons of time will help you. Yeah, but if you don't know how to use it, you just know scales, then trying to fit them into actual playing is kind of hard. So do be conscious of that. Also, some fills, even just stick for me with the triangle shape and stuff. Mike Durnt does. Good bass player. I picked up 3 different fills that can be used in any music just from learning basket case. Really? Noted. I think he uses a P bass too, which is cool. What do you think about red sub basses? Red sub, the one that I played was very fun. Dare I say I would get one again? Dare I say? Because the components on it were like the tuning pegs, they definitely got to get swapped out. Because they had slop in them. Like you turn it and then there'd be just a little play. And I don't like that. So that was one negative that was there. But how it sounded, how it felt, I liked it a lot. Actually had the same type of feel neck as this, surprisingly enough. And that was a 6-string bass. So who knows? I might actually check them out. I don't know, man. I'm in the air. I really want to get this. I want a 6-string bass just because I want a 6-string bass. And the one I want is a Sire and or a Harley Benton. But if I get the Harley Benton, it's going to be the 7-string because, you know, why not? So that's where I'm at with that. And yeah, so let's see. What would be the best way to practice by ear according to you? Taking it by sections, very small chunks. Once you get that section down, add another little piece to it, and then pause, and then go back. And then run that until you got that down, stop, go back, and then run it a little bit further. It instills, it's just repetition over there. And especially if the song is difficult to play, taking it by chunks. Okay, this is how you play the first verse. Okay, that's the progression. This is the chorus. All right, cool. Chances are that same chorus progression is going to be later. Chances are. Second verse may be a little bit different, but it's going to have the same structure, maybe. So you take them as chunk. Okay, first verse, got that locked down. Cool. First verse, chorus. All right, cool. First verse, chorus. What's happening in the second verse? Try to play the first verse, chorus over the second verse. See if it works. If it doesn't, find out where that is, and then start over. And then run it through, and then try to play what you hear change. It's going to go to the chorus, and then your outro. So that's how I would go about doing it. That's whenever I'm learning a song, that's what I'm doing. Whenever I'm charting, I'm usually sitting there like this. I have a pen in my hand, especially for worship. That's what I've been doing. So I was doing, so that's okay. That's a 1. That's a 6. Okay. 4. Okay. This is what it sounds like. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Okay, now we're back to the chorus. That type of thing. That's kind of how I do it, or how I would do it. Let's see. What do you think about wish basses? They're cool. They're very different. I got to play one on the channel. It's very awesome. I don't think it's my style, but they are cool. I'll give you that. Is it worth it to have 2 5-strings if I'm considering getting another bass and already have 2 4-strings? Should I go try some stuff and choose whatever bass feels best instead of one type? I would definitely go for one that's going to be cheaper in the long run. And also, it may be too many decisions if you're going to be 2. So save your money and get one that feels right for what you actually are going to be doing. And then come and get that second bass later once you figure out there's something that's missing. Seems fair enough? Okay. You should have as many basses as you need. It's fair. What do you think about Moises app for bass players? I have it downloaded and I have not used it. I was actually scared to use it and like kind of record a video to see if it actually works and stuff like that. But I think I might have to go ahead and try it and see what happens and see if I can just take the bass line out and just do what I want to do in it. So who knows? Well, yeah, I mean, if I have what I need, but I wanted to treat myself for my birthday. Yeah, I would definitely pick up one. I don't know if you got a lady beside you or any significant other, but it would definitely be easier for you to just get one than to get 2 and then come home with 2 purchases. I feel like. Oh, about 5 already. Just talking to spam my head. Okay. Well, the question is that you need to ask yourself is, do you need it? Like, do you need another bass? Are you missing something? If not, then how about you take what you have and then just upgrade your current bass to make it better? It's going to be cheaper and you're going to be happy. And if you already like your 5-string bass, it just makes it that much better. So like what I'm doing here, this Charvel felt great, looks great. I like how it looks aesthetically, but the preamp section on it, not so much. So swap that bad boy out, made it A1. Also, since we're here, let's go ahead and take out the pickups. Cool, took out the pickups. Now we're in a game with a full system that works by itself, is completely noiseless, very, very responsive, and it sounds great. So rather than throw the baby out with the bathwater, I just like, come here, baby. Empty the bathwater. Start a new tub. Shine the baby. Let's see. I don't mean 2 purchases. I mean just pick another one. You can, if that's what you want to do, and you already been looking at it, and you have a reason to get it. Go for it. Like I was thinking of Javis. Okay. That's when Javis sounds like a great idea. Proper is just a horrible person. Get all the basses. You know what? You ever heard of an 8-string bass? It's 4 strings, but better. Huh? Pick you up one of those. They make a 12-string as well. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this because I got to go check on the kids and my wife and stuff like that. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all got to see my youngest Tiny Tyke pop in and say what's up. And had a great discussion talking about stuff, man. So till next time, I've been Alan Brown, aka Bully the Kid. This has been 2 hours. We've been in the bass hang number 48. Till next time, have it easy.